We're all sitting here wondering how high we vault Bijan Robinson up in our rankings now that Arthur Smith is gone. Arthur Smith is mother freaking gone.
Where's your mashed potatoes? Yeah, buddy.
This is something that needed to happen. This is something we waited for. This is something that was required in order for us to get back on the Bijan train fully, right? There's no way any of us could march into 2024. I don't care if it's redraft. I don't care if it's dynasty, and not have this man, or should I say, have this man in our top 5 dynasty, top 1 to 4 running backs until Arthur Smith was gone, and he's gone.
Where's your mashed potatoes? Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so now we're here. We're here in this moment, in the present. Arthur Smith is gone. Is Bijan now running back 1 in Dynasty? Is he number 2? Is he number 3? Is he number 4? I know we got a lot to talk about. Coaching, projections for 2024, his actual stats, what he really did, even in a hampered situation. It all starts right now. File on in, hit that like button on your way in the door. And if you didn't know, you're watching the Dynasty channel, youtube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football. If you don't know about the main channel, The Fantasy Football Show, make sure you're subscribed to both. This is the Dynasty channel. This is the Graveyard Shift. It begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
I'm going to have you guys call in a minute. For right now, hold off real quickly. But I'm going to say this right now. Had Arthur Smith not been fired yet, like if we were waiting around for that, we all would be sitting here going, like in redraft, I'm really going to hold off. Like I couldn't, if you were drafting today for 2024 in redraft, and Arthur Smith wasn't gone, you couldn't take him in even the middle of round 2. Arthur Smith being fired, and this is a Dynasty channel, but I'm kind of framing everything. In redraft, now he's a top 12 pick guaranteed. The question is Bijan in redraft number 8? Is he number 9 overall? Is he running back 5, running back 4? 12 overall? Is he the 12, 13 turn pick for you in redraft? Okay, so that's redraft. In Dynasty, though, we probably would have still had him around the 5 or 6 territory in Dynasty, just knowing that Arthur Smith wasn't going to be there forever, knowing that there's a little bit more at stake by missing out on Bijan if you could get him or rank him or trade for him or whatever in that like value range until Arthur Smith was gone. Now that Arthur Smith's gone in Dynasty, I don't think it's crazy to have this man number 1 overall. I'm not saying that I don't have Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, you could even throw Kyron, who's 23 years old, into the mix. JJ, but that's overall. But like running back wise, I think a case can be made. He's running back 1. I think a case can be made. I love Breece Hall. I love Breece Hall. I could make a case for Breece Hall number 1 too. In fact, I could just end this live stream, start another one, and go Breece Hall. Is he number 1? I mean, that's where we're at with Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, and really Kyron. I think Kyron, I don't care how small you think he is. I don't care how out of nowhere he came. He's still in the conversation of running back 1 in Dynasty. I don't care what anybody says. I don't rank him there, but I'm just saying he deserves our consideration at the very least, and he deserves to be in the top 5 for Dynasty running backs. But I don't think it's crazy, and I don't think it's knee-jerk, and I don't think anybody was wrong by holding off on maybe feeling this way. But Bijan Robinson with Arthur Smith gone, this is my assessment. This was our assessment. We did a little collaboration pool of the audience, and I had Rock Out on the line, and we kind of kicked around these numbers. This is what I landed on through combination of different people putting their opinions in, and me starting off a little lesser and then vaulting it up. This, to me, is a very safe 2024 projection for Bijan Robinson. 1352 rushing, 5.2 a pop, 12 touchdowns. I initially said 9, and then I bumped it up to 11. Then I'm like, why? When this man scored 8 touchdowns, completely in a box all year long, not even considered the starter, really the backup in Atlanta. He really was. As much as we don't want to admit it because it makes us feel bad about our 2023 predictions, our offseason predictions, the way we held and carried ourselves about this man all season. Look, you got to be honest. You got to call a spade, and he was a backup. He was a backup. It's not his fault. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. There was no way to really tell this would happen. And any Monday morning Morgan that comes in and says, "Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Told you this was going to happen." Arthur Smith fed Allgeier's rookie year. And Allgeier wasn't the reason Bijan didn't explode. It was all Arthur Smith misusing Bijan. We can't even blame this on Allgeier. And nor did it feel, or was there any evidence that this was going to be a misuse situation, because they drafted this man number 8 overall. There was again so many carries to go around. There was no concern. 560 something carries to divide up, where you only want this man carrying it 260, 270 times maximum. Maybe 245, 250 even is not that crazy. You're out of the question if you're feeding him all the touchdown production. You're throwing to him more. You got more accurate passes going his way. Bijan Robinson was a backup. He was a backup. And now we head toward the light. Now, could we be sitting here and being upset because some coach gets brought in and gets placed in this situation? Here are the top coaching opportunities on this side are the 3 best, really, the 2 best, and then the third, and then here are the other 4. And here are the top coaching candidates. I don't think Harbaugh is going to Atlanta. I think Harbaugh is going to the Chargers. I think that Monken would be a fantastic player to have landed in Atlanta. And I know he's had some running back by committee tendencies, but he has Bijan. I don't think he'd even hesitate to use his biggest weapon. McDonald, I think, would use him. Raheem Morris, Ben Johnson, all these guys would be fantastic. Vrabel is probably my favorite. Put Vrabel in here. Look what he did with Henry. Look how much they ran the ball. I think Vrabel would lean on Bijan Robinson. I think Vrabel would be fantastic. Now, could the hoodie? What if Bill Belichick landed in Atlanta? Yeah, of course. There are some scenarios where I think we could be back here going, oh no, not as bad, but oh no, look what happened to Ramondre Stevenson. I don't know that that's going to happen. I think that the criteria for this job, whoever's handed this job, is going to be, are you going to use our freaking weapons, bro? I think that's evident. I think that's in the forefront. Anything's possible, but I can't envision a scenario that's presented to us that has this man not in the forefront and getting used like the top 8 overall pick that he was and is and will continue to play like. Now, here's the nice, wonderful spin on all of this. This man was a backup running back this year. Again, as much as we don't want to admit it, and his 2023 stats still accounted for 1,463, 8 total touchdowns, 58 receptions, 86 targets. That should have been a higher reception total if he had a good quarterback. And running back number 9. Running back, let me put this over in the corner here. Running back 9. This needs to be on screen. And I think I'm going to save this little scene here, and we're gonna keep referring to this whenever people come in and start slinging around hatred on Bijan. Running back number 9, off of backup treatment. He was really treated like a backup, and he was running back number 9, which is remarkable when you really break it down. And the only thing I could say is that if he could be running back number 9, 1463, 8 touchdowns, 58 receptions is really good for a rookie running back. If he can do these in a backup role, this is Mickey Mouse type stuff for Bijan. Wouldn't shock me if he had 1,500 yards rushing, 1,600 yards rushing, 500 to 650 receiving still, 75 receptions still, maybe 80. and a total touchdown mark of 19, 18, 22, 17. Like the sky's the limit for him. And I guess my final thought here is that I think we're going to be a little gun shy in general, especially our community. And if you're new to it, the backstory is as simple as this. We were higher on Bijan, and me being the ringleader, we were higher on Bijan. I take full accountability on that. We were higher on Bijan than anybody. There's no YouTube community. There's no YouTube content creator. There's no analyst anywhere, no Twitter analyst, no pretend Twitter analyst, no somebody hasn't even done it for 2 or 3 years and claims to be an analyst. No one was higher on Bijan than I was, and I have proof of it. And I believe on Fantasy Pros even they had my ranking for a few players, and I believe Bijan was the highest. I had Bijan pre-draft the highest over anybody. So this isn't me just running my mouth. There's actually something you could look at for it. And I missed. We all missed because they didn't use him. I don't think the talent assessment was wrong at all. I think at the end of the day, we will be proven right, vindicated. Doesn't mean that the cost of entry was too costly. We overpaid. He was running back 9. Not the end of the world. A lot of people still won their championships with this number 9 producing running back. It's not like we got nothing from it. But I believe we will be vindicated. I do believe that our community, led by this guy right here, the highest on Bijan, I again take full blame. I do believe we'll have a little bit of like PTSD relating to Arthur Smith, and we'll feel a little bit like, damn, I don't want to get burned again. But all the signs point to this thing exploding. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show. Perps, appreciate Perps and Ray G being the highest super chatters of the year so far with the 250 and 299 wads. You guys are absolute monsters. Hats off to Perps. Hats off to Ray G. We can't. I don't have the watch time. You guys need to get the watch time up on this channel for me. Watch as many of the videos as you can. Get the watch time up. At the current moment, the only thing you can do if you wanted to drop anything would be a Venmo. So Venmo's the Fantasy Football Show if you wanted to drop any sort of super chat. But we'll get the super chats up soon, and always appreciated, never expected, and you guys are absolutely amazing. And let's get the watch hours up. We're probably about 2-3 weeks away from being monetized at the very worst, I imagine. It's a new channel. We did a little bit on it last year, but I mean, for the most part, this is like we're doing it now. We're dropping it all now. We're getting this thing pumped up. Dial into the show if you want to discuss this conversation real quickly. I don't know how long I'll be here. Hey, Smitty, any concerns between Henry and Vrabel? Could they land in the same place? Concerns? No. I think if Vrabel landed in Atlanta, I don't think he would bring in Henry. I think they'd have better money to spend, given they have Bijan Robinson. So concerns, no. Could that happen in another location? Like if we look at let's say Washington, sure. Vrabel goes to Washington, brings Henry. I could see that happening. If Vrabel goes to New England, brings Henry. I mean, sure. Las Vegas brings Henry. Jacobs goes elsewhere. Sure. Carolina brings Henry. There's a lot of options. I mean, kind of ironic that every single team here, Vrabel, Chargers, they need a running back. Every single team here, Chargers need a running back. Eckler will be gone. Atlanta, no. Washington, I mean, you could say they don't need a running back, but I mean, I don't think they have a running stable that would have somebody go, oh, we're not going after so-and-so. We've got our guy. Like, it's not that kind of running stable. Carolina, no running stable. New England, yeah, Stevenson's a running stable for sure. But they seem to misuse him. But could he bring him there? Maybe, but I think that's a place you go and say, I got an RB. I got an RB. Not only do you have an RB there, if you recognize talent, you got one of the best pass-catching backs in the National Football League in Ramondre Stevenson. So let's hope that whoever lands there understands that. Las Vegas. So ironically, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. All the teams that for the most part need RBs are the ones that need coaches. It's kind of crazy. Dynasty mod. Yeah, the Bolt newly crowned Dynasty mod. Thank you, the Bolt, for being here. Thank you, Travis. Dial into the show if anybody has a question they want to toss out at me, and we'll attack it. DeBalt, appreciate you. Dial in. Running back 1, running back 2, running back 3, and running back 4. Actually, we should just do all 5, but I will be interested. Let's do a little vote in the chat. Am I running out of marker already on this one? I think that one's done. That one's toast. Can we get a vote here? Put running back 1, or just put the number 1 and put the name. So that way, if we get later on deep into the video and someone's a little bit behind, we'll know what running back they're ranking that player for. So please put 1 or running back 1 and put the player name. Who's the running back 1 in 2024 Dynasty? Remember, on the Dynasty channel. Running back 1 Dynasty, please put it in the chat. Go. What's up, DeBalt?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Just going to do a little poll here.
With running back 1, that's a slash right there. That would be Bijan and Brees.
Got to pick one.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Brees, because we got Aaron Rodgers right now. We don't know what's going to go on with the quarterback and coach in Atlanta.
All right, let's do a vote. Okay, so one Hall vote. We got Angus with 1 Bijan vote. We need more votes. Tally up. Step up. Let's go. We need votes in the chat. 1 Bijan. Let me move this over so you can see it. 1 Bijan, 1 Hall so far. Kerry says that he's going to go. Let's see. Bijan. Okay, so Angus, Bijan, Trey, Brees. We got. Okay, so Angus was Bijan. Kerry's Bijan, Brees. Jimmy is Brees. Hall says Travis. Jaime. And then Watch Out says Bijan. So I think I can, without doing 2 votes here, we got a 3 votes for Bijan from James. Gibbs, if someone wants to throw Gibbs in, does anybody want to change their vote? If you're going to change your vote, tell me changing my vote to Gibbs or whatever from Bijan or whatever, or from Brees Hall. But if anybody wants to vote Gibbs, go ahead. But I think based on previous votes, I can pretty much tell you that Gibbs probably won't win this, but he's going to be in the top 3 or 4 for sure. But I don't think anybody's gonna vote Gibbs based on the previous. But he's definitely in the conversation. Kyron's got a vote, says Bill the Tickler. Okay, so I think I'm pretty confident I can call the first 2, and we'll say Hall got the vote here for running back 1. Write that a little bit bigger. Hall, Bijan got the vote for running back 2. So now we need to vote on running back 3. So vote. Give me. Is it Kyron? Is it Gibbs? Is it someone else? All right, DeBalt, who's your running back 3? Assuming Hall is 1, Bijan is 2. We got 1 Gibbs vote.
I definitely gotta go with Gibbs on 3. It's up in the air with Achan, but Gibbs is showing what's going on. I get out to his backfield.
Ricky says Lamar Jackson. Come on, bro. Come on, Ricky. Okay, Gibbs. 1, 2, 3. You said Gibbs 4. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Travis already voted, so that's Gibbs. Okay, I think we got Gibbs. That's a pretty clear indication. Okay, so I'm not going to write Kyron in because he didn't get enough votes, but Gibbs clearly got the 3. So Gibbs is running back 3 in Dynasty. Yes, we're on the Dynasty channel. Of course, we're doing Dynasty rankings. All right, running back number 4. It doesn't have to be Achan, just because I love Achan. It doesn't have to be Kyron, just because I love Kyron. You tell me who you want to be running back 4 in Dynasty. We'll put Kyron's name down because I think he'll definitely be in the top 2 votes here, probably win it. I imagine. And then the ball, who do you want, Achane or Kyren?
I mean, I love Kyren, I really do. But oh man, that's a tough one because we all know how McVay is. He loves one guy 1 year, and next year he may swap off from him. And considering what's going on over there in Miami, it's going to be Achane's backfield. Mostert's, he's got his years up. I would just say safely, I would go with Achane.
We got a JT vote. We got one JT vote. We got one CMC vote by Travis. One Kyren vote. One Achane vote so far. Running back 4.
Yeah,
okay,
JT
so
is nice.
yeah, I mean JT, I don't mind in the top 5 to 8, 5 to 8 for me. I don't think that's disrespectful. We got monsters all over the board. People get crazy up here when they're like, Okay, so for JT CMC, so we got a JT. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 JT votes. I'm going Kyren. That's my vote. But I love all these guys, but I'm going to go Kyren. So two votes for Kyren, 4 votes for JT, 1 for Achane, 1 for CMC. CMC's a tough one. Peanut Butter says he likes JT 6-7. That's kind of where mine is. Tajay Spears 4 from James. James, that's bold, bro. That's bold, especially with 1 ACL. I love him. Like next year, like in redraft, I'm gonna like Spears. I think in Dynasty with 1 ACL, one of his knees doesn't have an ACL. I don't know, bro. That's a tough one, but that's fun. It's fun. CMC in Dynasty
Definitely is fun.
Not a top 7 running back, says Ricky.
It could hit.
Hey, for 2024, I think he's going to be a phenomenal. You might see him on the Moon Man list. Absolutely, he might be a Moon Man for sure on the main channel. But dynasty wise, with 1 ACL, I can't put him in the top 5, 6, 7 even. I mean, especially when you're talking about like I said, JT, Achane, Kyren, there's monsters all over the board. Blake Corum 4 says light. I think that's a little premature. I don't hate it. Like you could definitely feel that way. I'm not going to tell you to take a lap on that. But until we know where he's going, he needs a special spot. There's some great qualities that he possesses, but he does definitely needs the right location. Tajay this offseason, I'd say flex value. Even in Dynasty, he's a flex value player. I don't like the moment Henry's gone, there will be a spike in Spears' value. And so he'll be a running back 2 for the moment, but will he fall back down? K9 number 4 says peanut butter and waivers. I don't hate
Dynasty,
that.
If you had Henry this past year, you had to have Spears. Like that's a must. It's kind of like having Achane with Mostert. It's a K9 or Sharps a K9. Like, it's a must.
So can we get a few people that haven't voted yet to drop a vote? Light, maybe go a different direction because Blake Corum's not gonna be in here, and whoever said Tajay Spears. So guys, cast your vote if you haven't casted your vote for at least the players on the board. I haven't been here much. Started, no problem, Sebastian. You can make up for it by getting the watch hours up. Watch all my Dynasty videos. Get those watch hours up for me. Trying to get this channel monetized. We need to get it to a certain level. So give it a whirl. This is a kind of new channel. It's been around. We had it last year, but I didn't really do anything with it. So it's kind of new channel this year. We're starting from scratch, really. Okay, so JT's gonna win the vote there. I don't hate it. It's not my 4, but it doesn't mean it's not. Okay, so now we need to clear the vote. Who is running back 5? Let's just keep it going. Running back 5, CMC, Kyren, Achane, JT, K9. Here, let me write it over here. So CMC, Kyren, Achane, K9. Do I have everybody? Who's running back 5? Achane. Okay, so JT's off the board. Kyren. Achane over Kyren for me, explosiveness. Okay, so we got 1 Achane vote. We have a Kyren vote. We have a Kyren. Let's see, Achane, Kyren. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here.
Yeah, I would definitely go with Kyren in that aspect. That 5 is kind of safe. I prefer Achane just because he's kind of like that Gabe Davis of running backs in a way. He can explode.
So Kyron won the vote. I think Achane I'm going to put as running back 6 because he had the most. You never know when you re-vote because some of the other votes might go a different direction. But for the sake of time, I want to put Achane here and Kyron. So those guys are off the board. So I guess the next, we'll leave it at that. Running back 6, CMC, K9, Corum. Someone had Corum in it. Like a lot of potentials here. CMC is definitely like the next man up. To probably, I would say, get really close just because Dynasty or not, he win a league in 2024 if you draft him and he stays relatively healthy. You're winning a league. Like there's a lot of value in that. So this is a pretty good top 6 running back ranking. Hall, Bijan, Gibbs, JT, Kyron, Achane. My personal ranking is just slightly, like I could go back and forth on Hall and Bijan. They're near tied for me, just like you said, slash. It's Hall / Bijan / Hall. I don't care about that. I don't really have a huge preference yet. Gibbs is probably my 3, almost tied with Kyron. These two guys are neck and neck. I have Achane above JT, but JT right at 6, 7, 8. Like it's not a big deal. That's my ranking right there. But this is a good one. This is a really, really good one. Good exercise. Everybody's kind of on the same page for the most part. ETN number 6, I don't hate that at all. ETN should definitely be in the mix. I mean, he was running back 2 or 3 through week 17. God, what a season! All right, DeBall, what else you got?
2 years in.
What else you got?
I definitely agree with what everyone's got on the board. What you got on board right now? CMC at maybe the 7. I definitely believe on ETN. CMC will win you a league this year if you're in it to win it. I'll roll with CMC, but. I mean that seems like a really good starting 5. But what about Barkley? Like I understand he's a little older in the year, in the age. He got the injuries. We don't know where he's going to go.
Depends
where
you
even consider Barkley.
No, I probably wouldn't because he's probably got as much time, like exactly. Or maybe a touch more than CMC, in my mind. I don't think it's crazy to imagine Barkley and CMC falling off at the same point. Like maybe CMC starts to tail a little bit, but then he's still scoring at Barkley's level at least for that last year, and then they kind of tail off together. That's just my take on it. The guy's super injury prone. I think where he goes is going to be phenomenal. Where he goes is going to be absolutely like one of the most talked about things in the offseason. These are the free agent running backs. I think if he goes to, like, let's call it Barkley to, he's open-minded to leaving, but he said before he kind of wants to stay, but that's crazy to me. Let's say he goes to the Chargers. That's awesome.
What if he goes to Dallas?
Dallas is a good one.
If he goes to
Dallas is a great one.
That's gonna skyrocket Barks.
Yeah, he'll be in redraft. He'll be top 5 arguably, but I don't know that in Dynasty, Dallas or wherever I could put him higher than Achane, higher than Kyron, higher than JT.
No.
And then even then, like ETN's, a little bit better in my opinion. I love K9, but I would love to get more consistency out of K9. I think what's going to help K9 is getting a quarterback. I think if they go after a Penix Jr. or JD5, or they bring in a Fields in a trade, like then all of a sudden Kenneth Walker's got room to run. But
it's going to open up the offense a lot for him.
Yep.
I definitely do like K9.
All right, DeBalt. Appreciate you calling in, bro. DeBalt.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Later.
Yep.
Yeah, the off season is so fun. And we're here to talk about Bijan. And the reason I did this exercise here was to explain that Bijan is in the conversation. Didn't get the vote, but he's in the conversation for running back 1. This was a vote. It was Breece Hall did win it pretty handsomely, but it didn't mean that he wasn't the guy in the conversation. So to answer the question that's at the top of this video or on the title of the video, is Bijan Robinson, running back 1 in Dynasty. He's borderline. He's borderline, and these numbers are 100% attainable. Appreciate everybody being here. Dynasty shows will be, in some degree, a little bit shorter. I'm not saying I'm leaving quite this second. Maybe we'll take another phone call or two. But I'm gonna be a little more precise with the topics on the Dynasty channel and give it a different feel than the main channel. I want these to be almost condensed versions of one player topics at a time. And I think you'll grow to enjoy that. You'll be like, you'll know what to expect. You'll say, hey, when Smitty goes live on the Dynasty channel, it's about one player. And I like that. It gives me, even if you're a redraft connoisseur, even if you don't play a whole lot of Dynasty, but you're just supporting the channel, right? And you're like, I'll go watch, but I don't love Dynasty all that much. This is going to give you enough redraft information on the player at hand and in question. You're not going to want to miss it. Like, even if you play redraft only, this video on Bijan gave you 50% redraft information. You know what I'm saying? So don't think for a second because you don't play Dynasty that this channel can't help you, because one player shot at a time is going to give you more than enough content to wet your beak on the topic at hand from a redraft perspective. Barkley goes to Carolina. I don't like that. I don't think that's better than New York. I think that's trash. I think Carolina's trash. They're a ways away. Sorry if you're a Carolina fan. Rock out. Rock out. He's in the building. What's up, Rock out?
What's your opinion on Kamara?
29 years old. When does he turn 29? Ziggy, how old is Alvin Kamara?
Alvin Kamara is 28 years old. He was born on July 25th,
Ziggy,
1995.
off. So he'll be 29 before the season begins, not during the season. So he's got to be, in my opinion, he's got to be ranked no different than where we tried to rank Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry outplayed that. Like, he's an anomaly. I would not use Derrick Henry as some sort of blueprint. But Derrick Henry, where we thought he could play, I think Alvin Kamara, meaning Alvin Kamara could play like a strong running back too, very strong running back too, but for how many games in a row? Think Cooper Kupp a little bit. Like, he was good, but like he was out. Like, I don't think Kamara, I mean, you never know. Kamara is, primarily a split slash type running back, so he's got that Christian McCaffrey workload. And there's some school of thought that he could somehow squeeze out that 29 age season. But I would say, like, this is a flex option. This is a low-end running back, too, that you're going to platoon with another couple backs in order to... But from a Dynasty perspective, that's redraft. From a Dynasty perspective, I mean, he's got the same value to me as Derrick Henry has right now in Dynasty. The two of them right now, right here, right now. Like, you can't get rid of Kamara if you tried in Dynasty.
No.
What do you think of Bijan? What do you think these projections good for you for 2024 for Bijan? About 1350, 12 touchdowns, 75 receptions, 650, and 5 to 6 more TDs. Sound about right?
Yeah, they could go hand in hand, him and Hall.
Yeah, that's what we got here on the board. You know what one thing is. What player here stands out amongst the rest? And this will be probably tomorrow's video, just to drop a little hint on the main channel. But what player stands out and sticks out like a sore thumb on this board? And you don't have to know the answer, but and why do they stick out?
Can you show the board again?
Yeah, it's up there right now. It's Hall, Bijan, Gibbs, JT, Kyron, Achane, and the CMC is written on the side there. But I'll tell you. Achane. The reason Achane sticks out is all of these guys are getting drafted really early. Yep. Really, really early. The only one guy on here that's borderline, arguably 4, 5, 6 is Achane, and there's a chance I don't think he slips out of round 2, but I mean, this is the guy you're going to get the latest, and I think he's got as much swing as anybody, maybe outside of Bijan and Hall. But Achane he's the best value grab. Like when we talk about him being a Saturn man tomorrow, and only you guys here tonight are going to get a little taste of what might be dropping tomorrow. There's 40 of you in here. He's going to be the one running back on the Saturn list that has the most swing, because he's by default not going in round 1. There's going to be so much hate around him. I don't even know how far he gets driven down in round 2.
Yeah, it was like the most unsexy pick, even though he's a good player. Is JT. He's like the steady Eddie of the group.
Yeah, I mean, is he though? We'll see. He's going to try and prove that. He's going to try and prove he's steady Eddie. I don't think I'd call him steady Eddie coming out of this season. But
like he doesn't have like a lot of hype, but long as he proves what we think he can, then yeah.
Theo says you switched up your JT opinion, Smitty. Who says? Who says, Theo? Theo, call in. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Theo? I don't know what you're even saying. Dial in, Theo. Yeah, so Achane's the one that, in my opinion, and this is what we'll talk about tomorrow, has the most ability to climb up and become an absolute monster and climb draft slots and potentially rounds, depending on how far he gets driven down, more than anybody, because everybody else is going to be right up at the top, getting drafted super high.
What are you thinking about Javonte if they actually use him?
Until we see it, we can't even worry about Javonte. Like I can't even worry about it. It sucks. It is what it is. But to me, he doesn't even exist right now in Dynasty. I mean, I'm exaggerating that, but all right, Theo, what in the hell are you talking about, Theo?
You said the other day JT's your RB7 for Dynasty.
So
now he's your RB4.
Is he my RB4? He's my RB4. He's
That's
my
what I
RB4.
thought that list was.
But
whose list was that? I just came in.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You just came in and you don't even know the context, and you're saying I'm switching up on JT. This is the chat vote.
I thought that was your list.
No, it's not, Theo. Okay. This is the chat vote.
All right. Yeah, because I don't have JT. I definitely don't have JT.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I wonder what the hell you're talking about. But this is the chat vote. I personally have JT at 6, 7, 8. Like I don't even know where.
Yeah,
but
here.
Kyron is above JT for me.
Over JT for
yeah,
sure.
this is a vote. This is a vote. I got outvoted, Theo, on my own show, and then I get called out for it by Theo, who showed up late. So you know what you get on your paper, Theo? You get a C-. You showed up, so I'm gonna pass you, but all right. Who's your top 3, Theo, while you're here?
I think it's pretty obvious that Bijan, Gibbs, and Hall are top 3. Unless you want to win now, then you take CMC.
Yeah, I think Kyron and Achane are the 2 players. You can't even see that over there. Kyron and Achane are the 2 players that I think give you the most bang for your buck. And if I'm and I'm not saying I don't love these picks here, but if I'm drafting at that 12-13 turn, and somehow, some way, all the anti-Achane people drive down Achane's value into the second round, I'd even be tempted to reach on Achane at the 13, even if he had like an 18 overall ADP. If Kyron for some reason.
Are you talking about for Dynasty or for
either one, because in Dynasty he's probably got near the same Dynasty and redraft value, I'd imagine. I would say that there are too many.
I've been doing a bunch of Dynasty startups in the past few days, and he's been going in like the 3rd round pretty much every time.
Yeah, that sounds like with amateurs, bro. once you get into like the season, I think he'll be in the second round. But let's say Achane in a dynasty startup was sitting there at a ADP of, let's call it 18 to 20. I think that's where it'll level to. I'd probably try and trade down or something, to be honest, or trade my third rounder up, which will be a strategy of mine. Like if Achane could be your third, probably be one of my favorite videos I'm going to make. I'll just be honest. If you can take your third rounder, move up and safely grab Achane with it and make him your third drafted player without touching your first and second round picks, I feel like that's a smash. And if you could have it naturally happen, if you're drafting with a bunch of random Rodgers that really are drafting Achane in the third round, that's glorious.
It's early third, but
yeah, that's glorious.
I've been drafting at like the 12 pretty consistently, so I haven't been able to get him third round.
Has Kyron fallen to the 12-13 turn a lot?
Yeah, but I've mostly been doing actually, yeah, no, I think that was actually Superflex where he spawned at the third, so that's not even a valid
I didn't think
valid point.
Okay. Yeah, Achane's not going to the third.
Yeah, but he's been like 7 or 8 running back off the board.
Theo, you need to get some sleep. You need to get some sleep. You're cranking out Superflex ADP to me. You're telling me I have JT too high when I change it. Go get some sleep, bro. Come back tomorrow. Drink some coffee in the morning.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Theo. Later. He's like, let me take back my entire 4 minutes of conversation. That was a Superflex draft. I'm like, Achane in the third round. These are some random Rodgers you're drafting with. All right, hey, Rockout, anything else?
Yeah, just curious how much like film you watch on like each player as far as film study.
A lot.
Yeah, I bet.
like example, I'd say probably on the rookies alone, like first of all, watch them all year. And so let me give you an example on the rookie quarterback videos that I just did. I watched them all year, and then once the season was over, I rewatched as much footage as I could, about 2 to 3 hours per player, before going to my final assessment. And so I already know, like I wouldn't even need to do that because I've watched all year, right? I've paid attention all year. I know what these guys do, but I think it's a very important process for me because it moves guys like 1 or 2 slots up by just rewatching everything in one sitting. So I'll do like a 2 or 3 hour session on each player. And that's why I love Penix Jr. so much, is because I crammed and watched all of his footage, and I don't care about how things turned out. Like, and I know a lot of other people will they'll react to it. They'll knee-jerk react to Penix Jr. and say, oh, he got figured out, and it's just lazy take to me. He's on film, he's freaking amazing. On film, he's absolutely accurate. And Adunze said that he overthrew that overthrown play, everyone tried to blame on Penix. He said he ran the wrong route. The ball was right where it needed to be. And it's so funny how people just write their own narrative on Penix Jr. He had everything going against him. It is what it is. He played an amazing defense. They made him look human, and he didn't look human all year long in the Heisman race. I mean, he clearly was in the spotlight, and everyone's acting like he's falling apart. It's freaking hilarious to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, to give you an example, about 2 to 3 hours of footage alone on Penix Jr. after I've already watched him all year long, you know. So rookies, I do that a lot with. As far as like during the season, I don't have time to rewatch everything. Like it's fresh in my mind. You know, I watch every play on Sunday, and I don't rewatch any of it like walking into the next week. I don't need to. I just saw it all. my day is way too crazy for that. So all my film watching is in the off season with rookies. You know, sometimes I'll go back and in the off season, like right now, sometimes I'll go back and watch. I guess if this is what your question is, like, do I watch a lot of Achane footage? Yeah, I'll go back and watch a lot of that. While I watch a lot of Kyron, yeah. I don't know that I could watch every player to the same degree I do the rookies, but when I have some question marks, like when I feel like the whole entire world is off on, let's say, Achane, You know, let's say Achane, like Theo, I don't know what Theo was doing tonight. When Theo called in and said that Achane was going to the third round, and I'm like, what? Where are you dynasty drafting with? And then he's like, oh, it was a super flex. Like that, for example, if I started to see what Theo was saying, trying to say was true, and I went into dynasty mock drafts, I went into my own live chat, and people were letting Achane fall to the third round, I'd probably hit the film on that and be like, what is going on here? What is everybody missing? Why is this not making sense? Bijan, I'll probably watch every snap again on Bijan. I'll probably watch every snap again on Gibbs. I'll probably watch every snap again on Achane. I'll probably watch every snap again on Kyren, every snap again on Hall. Would I on Henry? No. Would I on Kamara? No. I have to pick and choose because I only have so much time, but I'm just saying, like, based on previous years and how I treat, like, the top 5 or 6, I would say all the top 10 potential players I do that with. And then, I'll probably watch, like, a guy like Spears, for example. I'll probably rewatch all his stuff, or a lot of big portions of it. And then all of a sudden, that's where sometimes a Moon Man will spur up out of nowhere. I'll be like, God, just the reminder. What made me go digging is I kind of felt like, okay, I really like, let's just say it was Spears. I really like Spears right now. I want to create content on Spears. I just want to. I want to create content on Spears. I want to create content on, let's call it, trying to think of another player that just comes to mind. Let's call it Jaden Reed. Okay, so let's just say I'm sitting here, and this is what I love about my job and my world, is that I can do something like that whenever. And I love the off season because I get to be creatively, independent. And so if I sit there and I go, good night, Smitty, love your videos, see you tomorrow. Theo, don't take it personally. I'm just joking with you, bro. I was having a little fun with you because you were coming to a big assumption without even wondering where this came from. You're like, Smitty, you changed up on JT. And it made me snap a little bit back at you, but I appreciate it, Theo. And if you want to call in again, if you got something else, call in. Theo, don't bail. I know Theo's not saying he's mad, but he's like, I'll see you tomorrow. Just stay up. We're almost done, Theo. Just hang tight. Anyway, if I want to create content on Jaden Reed, I'll just be like, let me go watch some Jaden Reed film right now because I want to do something on Jaden Reed. I'm feeling a vibe on Jaden Reed, and then I watch the Jaden Reed film, and then I watch the Spears film, and if Spears film pops for some reason, all of a sudden I go down this rabbit hole, and all of a sudden a Moon Man emerges. Like that's how my brain works.
Yeah. Do you spend more time or the same amount of time on like sleeper rookies?
Do I what?
Do you like spend the same amount of time or more time on like sleeper rookies that are like 4?
It just depends. It just depends. I pretty much will watch all rookies. I don't know if I'll watch 2 or 3 hours on a deep sleeper. Sometimes I'll to be honest with you, sometimes I'll pull up a player, like let's say it's a running back 8, and I'll watch like 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm out. Like I can tell right away. I can tell right away.
I got you.
Roger says, Smitty, what about Mixon? F you. He's autocorrect. Sorry. I figured.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Roger. Good evening to you too, pal.
Thanks for coming.
That must be Theo on his second account.
That's his burner account.
Theo, I love you, pal. Where's Theo at?
You got a burner account.
All right. Hey, Rock Out. I'll see you later. I'm going to end the stream now. Is Theo here?
Cool.
Theo, call back in, bro. All right, later, Rock Out. 302 caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Smitty, this is Aaron Swarm.
Who?
Aaron.
Aaron from where?
Delaware.
Aaron from Delaware. What's up, Aaron?
Is this Smitty?
Oh, this is his mother. Would you like to speak to Smitty?
Smitty, I can't with you. Oh, my gosh.
What's up, bro? Yeah, of course it's me. I don't have any assistants in here. It sure isn't Ziggy, because he doesn't do his job lately.
No, I'm just calling in because I just want to call. It's my first time. I've been watching you for a while, and like you putting the numbers up there on Bijan, I think you could do more than that, really.
Yeah.
I think we can probably do like 1,500, maybe combined close to 22 touchdowns, I think, depending on the coaching staff.
For sure, bro. I mean, these are like conservative numbers, really. I don't think these numbers are like, I don't know, like maybe me trying to soft landing, into the expectation level. Like just, I mean, this is a good, like Christian McCaffrey, Ziggy, how many rushing yards did Christian McCaffrey have this season? It was like 14.
In his NFL career,
No.
Christian McCaffrey has
Ziggy,
rushed for 6,100.
Ziggy off. Ziggy, God, he's no way. First of all, let me turn him down before he wakes up the whole house. Ziggy, how many rushing yards did Christian McCaffrey have in 2023?
In 2023, Christian McCaffrey rushed for 1,459 yards.
Ziggy off. So 1,459 yards, as you can see right there. 1,459 yards. So, I mean, this number right here, 1352, not that far off that. I just tried to pick something slightly under the rushing leader this year. And, yeah, I don't know. I think this is safe. But could he have 1,600 rushing yards? Sure. I think once we have a coach, bro, you'll see me beef these up. Like, once we have a coach in place, I think you'll see me beef these the hell up. I think we'll be supersizing these bad boys.
I just can't wait. Like, I know it's the NFL playoffs. I'm already in off-season mode. I want the draft. I want Dynasty. I want the Dynasty draft. I'm all there. I'm ready. I'm hyped. I can't wait to whatever you're gonna do. Like, because last year I didn't pay attention too much, and I missed on HM because I believed in the narrative that he was too small, and then I missed out. I didn't see him until very late.
Yeah, it's coming, bro. Get ready for it. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Smitty. Thank you.
All right, later. I don't think Theo's calling back in. Yeah, so stay tuned tomorrow. We got some stuff dropping. There might be a little H-hand conversation tomorrow. Or I could at least tell you this. I could tell you that one of the guys on this list right here will be on, I believe, the Saturn list tomorrow. And this guy's already on it. This guy's already on it. This guy's already on it. And you know how I feel lukewarm about JT at this territory. Don't hate JT. This whole Smitty, you don't love JT thing's getting out of hand. Having JT at running back 7 is not disrespectful. These are absolute monsters. These are 6 monsters right here. Having JT, and I don't even know that I have him fully here. I gotta have to look at it. JT at that territory is not disrespectful. This guy has a chance, I think, to get back into my good graces, but I think no one's crazy for being like, let's see him go out there and prove it, And, what's the volume going to look like with AR5 back? He's a vulture. It doesn't mean that vulturing quarterbacks have definitely produced and not produced good touchdown totals for running backs before. It's not an exact science. There's no way to say that AR5 will 100% hamper JT's ability to score touchdowns, but you also can't just assume the positive either. It's going to be kind of almost an unknown to a degree. We definitely have to see JT and I think AR5 on the field more and kind of see what's what. All right. Appreciate every single one of you. Until tomorrow, thank you for watching the Dynasty channel. Please subscribe if you're new. If you're watching right now and you have no idea you're on the Dynasty channel, that means you haven't subscribed yet. So hit subscribe, do it live. See you all tomorrow on the main channel, youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. This is youtube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football. Don't forget to get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com for all your content. You can also listen and watch because I'm one of the only sports video shows on Spotify. And I'm one of the only, if not the only, fantasy football that I know of. They asked me to do it before anybody else, by the way. One of the only video every day. The video shows on Spotify. So if you're at work and you want to listen to it, you can lock your phone. It turns into an audio pod. If you unlock it, it turns it into the video show. But your boy's on Spotify every day. Video show on Spotify. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. I smashed Jaden Reed on Underdog. You always felt, yeah, Jaden Reed's a beast, bro. He definitely could be on the Moon Man list. Not Saturn, but he could be on the Moon or Mars. It depends. We got a lot of time to drop the Moon and Mars, man. We're just trying to get these big names. We're trying to get these bigger name guys kind of out of the way in a way, like a respect, a kind of christening, if you will, of the top dogs and who we like out of the top dogs. And once we do the next couple, there'll be about 2 or 3 more big name drops that aren't out of this world crazy or anything, out of pocket feeling. I think JD5 was definitely
the Saturn Men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
JD5 was definitely a little out of pocket feeling, I think, to a lot of people, and I love that. And so I definitely mixed one crazy Saturn Man in. But, once we get through the next couple of Saturn Men, there'll be about 2, and then maybe one other big name player. Then we start getting into the meat and potatoes of the bull predicting. And so, these guys will be out there. They'll be cemented in. These are our big ballers that we're going all in on when we've got a top, 15 overall pick we're talking about. And then we start, and then JD5's way down later. But you know what I'm saying. All right, see you all tomorrow. Bill the Tickler. See you later, pal. See you, DeBolt. See you, Roger. See you, Aaron. See you, BBC. Later, D-Town. Later, Big Red Machine. Later, Travis. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, DeBolt, for moderating. And first in the building tonight, by the way, is Peanut Butter and Waivers. Klondike, James, Land. Promo code Smitty, that's right. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty, do it live. Theo's back. Theo's back in the building. Theo. What did Theo said? I'm back. I thought you wanted me to get some sleep. Theo, I just want to make sure you're okay, Theo. You want to call in real quick, Theo? Theo, I'll tell you what, Theo, let me clean slate with you. I wasn't mad at you, first of all. I just don't know if you took it that way. Clean slate, Theo. I'm going to open the phone line for just you right now. You've got 5 seconds to give me a bold prediction, and then I want you to just hang up. And I'm gonna react to it and then hit the outro button. So 5 seconds, deliver it, hang up, me react, and then we're out. Let's go, Theo. He's thinking of a bold prediction right now. He's probably gonna be like, "Damn it, who do I pick?" Just don't make it something like kind of bold, Theo. All right, Theo. You've got what?
It's no hard feelings. I'm not mad at all. I just thought you were being serious about me needing sleep, but I actually do need sleep.
I was being serious on that. I could tell, but. Real quickly, bold prediction, and then hang up, and then I'm going to react, and then I'm going to hit the outro. Go. Bold prediction, go.
I'm too tired to come up with a bold prediction.
Oh,
Bijan, 100 rushing yards a game.
Okay. 1,700 yards? Well, I like it, bro. Or 18. Well, 17 by week. Yeah, I like it. All right, later, bro. Nice job. Bold prediction. There it is. 1,700. I didn't think he'd be bold on Bijan. I didn't think he could, but he did. 100 yards a game. I like it. That's bold. I think Theo's still asleep, though. I think Theo's going to wake up tomorrow and be like, was I on the show? Like Travis said, I think he's on autopilot. He's like sleepwalking. All right, I'm out of here later. Appreciate you all. Deuces.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring touchdowns.